When I think back to my time at IMG and the recovery process that I went through, it was a plethora of things that were different for me in that year. I mean, it was already COVID. 2020 was crazy, as we all know. But then going on from there, I'm recovering from a traumatic injury, something that honestly changed and shifted my whole life. And, you know, just things that you kind of take for granted until they come and change just kind of get thrown in your face. For me, I had teammates with COVID at the time. So when Christmas time came, we had to stay on campus. We're in quarantine and everything. And it was a bit of a daunting experience not being able to go home for Christmas, but you adjust. Family came down and I had the opportunity to bond with my teammates and my friends that were still on campus in a different way. So for me, in those times, I had to find a way to, despite not having a certain sense of normalness, I guess you could say, um, I was able to find good times and enjoy it despite the changes that got thrown at me in those moments. But let's shift gears, get ready for another episode of Uncontainable by me, Lou Hutchinson, featuring Vanessa Wimberly of Alabama A&M women's basketball.
Gonna be editing a lot.
Turn on the light.
Is the fan gonna bother us?
Welcome to Uncontainable, the podcast where we talk about the pain behind the passion and the triumphs that come from that. Whew. Okay, today I am joined by my friend, freshman guard on the Alabama A&M women's basketball team, Vanessa Wimberly. I'm saying your last name right.
Yeah,
Okay, Vanessa, you doing good today?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome. And it's crazy, you know, even the fact that we both kind of like got here this summer and everything, just getting to know each other, like the family aspect of this place is already starting to build.
Yeah.
And us and our teams and everything. And so it's really just a beautiful thing. Let's get started focusing just on you. Starting off, right, you're from Indiana, right?
Yeah.
What is it like growing up in the Hoosier State? Basketball, of course, like that's a huge thing, and kind of just starting off a little bit of your journey as an athlete before coming into this transition.
Okay. Growing up in Indiana, Indiana is known to be a basketball sport. What do they say? It's like 49 states is just basketball, but this is Indiana. Playing high school basketball there, the environment, it was just everybody was always at the game, especially for the boys end of it. But playing, it's just Friday night, everybody's there, the teachers, the community. It's just very basketball oriented and the community. So that was a nice aspect, having people that supported me there. I was born in Illinois, Dalton to be exact. And I grew up a couple years there, but then the community got a little bad. So that's when I moved to Indiana. So I did most of my school and everything in Indiana, but I forgot the question.
You're good. You're good. It's free flowing. So just
Get that part out when I forget stuff.
we'll see.
Okay.
Just like your story a little bit as an athlete. Who is Vanessa? You know, growing up, falling in love with basketball. Was basketball the only, you know, sport that you ventured into?
I can do this. Okay. I started playing ball when I was like 4 or 5. My dad put me into this league. My dad put me into a league with the same guy who was his coach growing up. So it was kind of like it just went on. So I started it. It wasn't even for me to start. It was for my older brother to start. But so I was in the gym with all guys. They had me shooting in a little hula hoop. Somebody was holding up a hula hoop because I couldn't reach the hoops yet. But I fell in love with it. I mean, like Sunday morning in my church dress, like hooping outside. So it was like something instantly. I was a tomboy growing up, and basketball was really like the only thing I loved to do for real. And it became who I was. It became my identity. I kept playing, and I was always better than everybody my age. Maybe I should edit that out. But
Why?
I grasped the game very fast at a young age. I was always like second grade, I'm playing up with the fifth grade girls, and it was always
Mm,
something like that. But I was always so small, and that was always a thing, especially when I got older and when recruitment started and colleges started becoming a thing for me. It was always she's small, she's tiny, but um, I ended up where I'm at for a reason. So my recruitment process, I got my first offer my summer going into high school, my freshman year, and then from then I got hurt my sophomore year. So things slowed up a little bit with my height and missing a year of travel.
mm.
But um, God led me here. The way the cards played, Coach T and the coaching staff offered me my senior year, going into my senior year, and I committed probably I think that same night she offered me. It just felt right. I committed and yeah, I feel like it was the best decision I could have made for myself.
Well, going through, and you mentioned, missing a year, and we'll
Mhm,
touch on that in a minute, and more specifically why.
mhm,
But even, before getting into that, you talked about playing up, often being, one of the smaller players on the court.
yeah,
Did that a lot of times build kind of a sense of toughness, a chip on your
mhm,
shoulder? Because I mean, I played up a little bit when I was younger. I was smaller until I grew.
mhm.
Um, but I mean, you're here, and even seeing you guys practice,
Mhm.
that chip on your shoulder, your toughness, you being just a dog in the way that you
Yeah.
play definitely shows through. So you know, what kind of impact did that have for you at those young ages?
I'm very grateful to have been in that position. I really think that shaped me why I play the way I play now, being the smallest or being the youngest. I just always I might not get all the shots and everything, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna be the one on the floor and I'm gonna be the one guarding you up and down the court. So it did definitely give me that chip on my shoulder of just because I'm the youngest, I don't want to look like I'm the youngest out there.
Right.
I didn't like getting pushed around. I did not like losing to the older girls, and that really built me. That gave me my competitive edge. So it shaped me. It's making me grateful to be the player I am today because of those moments. So definitely, I don't even mind being the smallest or growing up being the smallest because it worked out for me.
Mm. Man, see, I thankfully I grew out of it, but
Yes, lucky.
I can also say how irritating and annoying it is sometimes being
Mhm.
guarded by a small guard full
Mhm.
court, or
Yes.
whatever the case may be. Having somebody that's like up under you as you're
Mhm.
playing can be very irritating at times, and
As it should be.
I think that in certain ways, being a small guard,
Mhm.
y'all have y'all advantages too.
You do.
Speed,
Mhm.
quickness,
Mhm.
and a lot of the time y'all are the coaches on the floor.
Mhm.
PGs,
Yeah.
yeah. So y'all, have a different perspective.
Mhm.
Um, you know, going on from there, right? We talked a little bit about in your journey, your process.
Mhm.
You mentioned missing a year.
Yeah.
Um, I know like beforehand we talked a little bit. You talked about having an injury that contributed to that. What was that like?
So this was my first real injury I've ever had. I'm pretty sure it was my sophomore year. It was my freshman year. It was
Mhm.
my freshman year towards the end of the season, tournament time. And I went up for a layup, came down bad on my leg, and I tore my meniscus.
Mm,
I had no idea it was torn. It wasn't like an injury that you could just see. Like I didn't even know I was hurt
right,
until later that night. I tore my meniscus and I went on to play the next game. Being a freshman, being stupid and not thinking about my career, I played that next game to keep winning the tournament and made it worse.
right.
I had to get surgery on it and I sat out for, I believe, 5, 6 months doing
Mhm.
PT and everything. So I missed a very crucial year of travel ball. Travel ball is where all the coaches come out and that's
Yeah.
where you get the most exposure, all the camps and everything. I was definitely mentally being so young and feeling like I'm missing out on a lot. I was not in a good space at all. Um, so it was hard watching, girls who I'm playing with get scholarships and stuff, and I'm just sitting at home doing my squats and stuff. It was definitely hard and definitely a very challenging experience for me, but it prepared me because it wasn't my first injury that I had to sit out. I mean, it wasn't
Mhm.
the last injury I had. Um, so I don't know. I bounced back fast. I rushed back again from the injury. I was supposed to sit out longer, but once I felt good, I felt good. And coming back off of that injury, it took me a minute to get back to the player I was. I was playing shy and I wasn't And I didn't even know, like, I couldn't tell. I wasn't trying to play like a little
Differently.
yeah,
Yeah.
but once other people started telling me, I kinda took offense to it because 'cause I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But sitting down and watching film and seeing, like, I'm not going for certain steals I would usually go for, or I'm not going into or I was like, "Okay," like, I really then locked in and focused on getting my knee back to where it was supposed to be,
Mhm.
and then eventually I got back to the point where I was good.
See, I can relate to that so much just because when I was coming back from breaking my arm,
Mhm.
went and, I was out for, you know, I wanna say about 10 weeks before I could start playing again, so a
Yeah.
little bit shorter,
Mhm.
but I couldn't go, like, full contact, I had to
Mhm.
wear braces and everything. Once I'm, like, back full force, I'm like, "Oh, I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm back," and I'm
right.
just like, I don't care if my arm is half the size of my other arm, I'm
Back.
good, I'm
Yeah,
back, I'm Lou again.
right.
Going through that and people being like, "Oh," like, I remember my dad was like, "You don't drive to your left anymore."
Mhm.
And I used to drive I'm right-handed, but I used to
Mhm.
drive to my left more I drove to my right.
Right.
And just, like, little things like that, that it's like you don't realize or pick up on and you
Mhm.
almost take offense to, like you
Yeah.
said. That's something that we don't always acknowledge
Mhm.
people don't always realize when you're coming back from injury,
Mhm.
on literally any level coming back, you don't always even with NBA players, you don't always pay attention to, "Oh, wow, like, this high profile superstar guy actually went and like played a G League game or
Right.
practiced with a G League team before coming
Right.
back to the team and
Right.
took all these different steps."
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really, really a process going through that.
Mhm.
Um, and even all the way back to when you're recovering, you talked about I'm going and doing squats and recovering.
Mhm.
And while these people are going and getting offers that you
Right.
probably feel like you should be getting and
Definitely.
opportunities you feel like you should be getting, um, what was that like? Because for me at that time, where I was, my stuff was getting ready to take off. I felt like,
Mhm.
especially at that time where I ended up at times I was like, you fall into the space of being like, dang, what if?
Mhm.
But then at the same time, it's like God put me here for a reason.
Right.
So I'm so thankful for that. So for you, if you
Mhm.
can think back to that time,
Yeah.
what was it like, from the mental aspect, just going through day by day,
Mhm.
figuring out what life's gonna be like, going through this new change and after what it's gonna look like too?
Oof. Okay. I actually love when I have to go back and think about these moments because
Mm,
it was such an important part of my life. But going again, being so young and missing my basketball was my identity at this point. I was
mm,
still even to this day, I'm still trying to find who I am outside of the ball, but especially back then, I had no clues. Taking away the only thing that I knew really was one of the worst things I coulda went through at that age. Until I started realizing that me comparing myself to others wasn't gonna do nothing but continue to hurt me mentally, because you gotta understand comparison is a thief of your joy. Until I started genuinely being happy for these people while I'm still hurt, like learning to clap for others, and still until I started realizing that that's what I needed to do, stuff was just really hard for me. Again, we're watching people we play against our whole lives, and we just every time we play them, you know how it goes, and you're like, "Wow, like, they're getting my opportunities right now, and
yeah.
there's nothing that you can do about it," and as an escape, I can't go get in the gym and shoot about it because I can't even walk right
It's
now.
like your therapy is taken away from
Exactly, so
you. Yeah.
now you're just left sitting and you're just thinking, and honestly, all the sitting and thinking and the crying and not really knowing who to talk to at the time who would really understand. Because who understands that?
Mhm.
That's when I truly started turning to God for that, and at a young age, I didn't really know how to turn to God, and I had friends or people who I had just met who I feel like God placed in my life for that certain reason, who brought me to church and brought me to that environment, and that's when I realized there's more to basketball, there's more to life than basketball,
Mhm.
and that's when I started to make peace with the situation. I'm still out here limping around, but now I'm worshiping and I'm praying about it and I'm not crying about it no more. I'm recovering and I'm happy about it. And once I shifted my mindset and once I learned how to look at the situation from the best possible perspective, that's when things started falling in place. I knew I wasn't going to be hurt forever. The faster I realized that, the faster I started just believing in myself, believing in Christ, believing in my own journey. It got easier. It did.
Mm. I think, that's something that we don't always touch on and talk about how faith impacts us in our walks
Mhm,
as an athlete, especially being in places where, you're surrounded by so much temptation, so
mhm,
much things that
mhm,
just can so easily take you off track. And how God can, even when you feel like you're at your lowest, God can give you this warmth and almost like put you in these situations where there's a storm around you, but you
mhm.
feel like God's almost giving you a hug and like just walking
Yes.
you through it.
Yeah.
Um, and that's, such an amazing thing that not everybody necessarily has a support system around them
Right.
to push them towards. Um, And, as we go on, definitely want to ask about your support system and the
Mhm,
impact that they played. But going in, like you said, rest of your high school career,
mhm,
getting to your recruiting, you know, Coach T,
mhm,
um, she went, recruited you, offered you, you committed the same night. Now you're okay, getting ready to go to A&M,
mhm.
right? You're going from Indiana to Alabama. And, those are
Yes,
two
yes.
different, very different places. Being from Maryland, even though I've been in all
Mhm.
different types of places, even having been in the South, being in Louisiana last year,
Right.
Alabama is different still.
Very different. I'm still learning that.
So, what has the transition for you been like going from being at home, being around family all the
Mhm,
time, transitioning? Now you're down here,
mhm,
new situation, new team, new family.
mhm.
What has this transition been like for you?
At first, this transition was super easy for me, honestly. I was ready to go to school. Um, when I was younger, I wanted to go super far from home, like get on the
Mm,
plane, just to see like a different part of the world. The older I got, the more I was like, dang, like I wish I was staying in Chicago or something. But
yeah,
you gotta go far sometimes. So I got down here, I said bye to my family. I made a new family very quickly. The girls and I, the coaches, it did not take us long to click. I mean, probably the same night I moved in, we were all kicking it together already. So, so the transition was not hard at all at first. I was doing my thing. I was getting along with everybody, everything. I wasn't really missing home too much. But the deeper we got into the summer, the harder the workouts got. The more I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm missing home a little bit right now.
them home cooked meals.
Man, I haven't had one since I've been home. Literally, I've been living off Waffle House. So but no, for real.
Y'all don't know how much she actually goes to Waffle House. Okay, I'm talking
Lou knows how much I go to Waffle House.
like every other day on her
Okay,
story
okay, hold
at Waffle
on.
House.
I
Okay,
probably get
look,
Waffle House once a week, twice on a hard week. Don't do that. Twice on a super hard week, yeah, it's across the street, so it's like
it is across the street. It's across the street,
and it's not bad. I'm eating eggs,
it's
hash
like
browns,
3 times.
3 times on a super hard week. Anyway, so, yes, not having the home cooked meals, not having my mom right upstairs to go talk to,
Mhm.
having to FaceTime and not wanting to be a burden, so you're kinda just, "Yeah, I'm good, okay, I love you too." Just kinda learning how to navigate it. I'm very good at being okay, and I
Mhm.
try my best to stay okay. I try my best to stay level with it, right? Don't get too high, don't get too low. Um, when everything started to become too much, I just realized that I've never done nothing like this before. I've never been 8 hours away from home, working out at a high level every single day like this
Mhm.
with a new group of girls, a new group of coaches, living on my own, grocery shopping. I've never done this, so I gave myself a lot of grace, and I realized I'm gonna get the hang of it. So
No,
it got easier. I still have my days sometimes where I'm like, "This is a lot," but I prayed for this, so it's just like it's on my plate. Imma do it. Imma handle it, and it gets easier. It does get easier as time goes on.
you know, for me, I mean, I've been in so many different
Mhm.
places. My situation isn't the same as everybody's. I went
Yeah.
to different high schools, different colleges, and
Mm.
all of that. And I'm blessed being in a situation where, okay, I went from Graham to A&M,
Right.
but I got the same coaches. So
Right.
that's one main aspect that
Mhm.
it's like, all right,
Still got that sense of
I
like
still got,
yeah.
um, but that transition is so hard,
Mhm.
especially in your first year. Um, and I feel like at least from the outside looking in, like you handle yourself well through this
Mhm.
transition and all those different things. I mean, I think the thing that smacked me in the face going from high school to college for me was like just the sheer intensity and the speed and the
Mhm.
physicality is different. Because going into Rhode Island, I was 6'6", 6'7", 175 pounds.
Mhm.
Now I put on like 20 pounds since then.
Mhm.
I've gotten
Mm.
stronger, but at the time, like I'm using everything I got, and I'm
Right.
thinking like I'm strong for my size, and I'm just like, nope. Getting hit with box, I was like that hurt a little
Who
bit
you
extra.
telling?
Is different aspects of it, and even off the court, not having those people that you're with every day that you
No,
can
for
just
sure.
go and be like, hey, I'm doing this and that and this,
Mhm.
that, and the third, going out your way and having to find those different people different ways and
Mhm.
communicating differently than you're used to. We don't always talk about or touch on like those aspects. Everybody kind of just is like, oh, well, social life
Mhm.
and basketball and, school and like
Right.
that's it.
It is.
And it's really so much more than that.
Mhm.
And everybody doesn't always realize
For sure.
that. So you talked about being able to have that ability when you were at home to just like go upstairs, talk to your mom, help deal with what you're dealing with.
Mhm.
What type of impact has your support system had on you through this, right?
Mhm.
I know you haven't touched on it, but of course I know being here with you over the summer, you had a foot injury,
Mhm.
right? Even going back to your meniscus injury, what role has your family, your support system, what have they meant to you and what have they been able to do for you going
Mhm.
through this?
It definitely took a village for me.
Mhm,
I couldn't have asked for a better support system. My family, my parents, my siblings, my friends, coaches, teammates all lifted me up in a certain kind of way. Um, some I came to more than others. Definitely, I leaned on my parents, and they lifted me up times where it's like days where you can't do it yourself. You need people who can do it for you.
mhm,
So they filled my cup up when I really didn't have nothing at all. They worked with me. They were patient with me. They gave me grace. They spoke life into me when I didn't even wanna hear it. Like, I would literally, like it got to a point they were like my mom was praying for me, and I was just sitting there just, like, waiting for her to finish, and she never stopped, and she kept pouring into me, and it's people like her, like my mom, who's seen, like, something's not right, and
mhm,
she needs somebody to lean on. She didn't mind me depending on her for as long as I did, because it took me a minute to get out of that slump, and I have a best friend, Kennedy, KK, I love you. That's my girl, and she was a person who she probably don't even understand. Sometimes the person you're leaning on don't even know like they're being leaned
yeah,
on. She was just always there for me when I needed to get out or just go sit in the car. She was there,
just like a positive
a
light.
positive light, and she didn't even know how much of an impact she played. But it was people like that who were okay with letting you lean on them, and they played their part to me very well, and I'm grateful to have them still,
Mm,
'cause I still need them. I still call my
yeah,
mom.
I don't think we ever gonna stop needing those
Never,
people in our
ever.
lives.
Mhm,
And we, put it in there and sprinkle it here and there throughout
mhm.
this conversation, but God
Come
has
on.
such an amazing impact.
Mhm,
Our faith, whether I realize it or not after my injury,
mhm.
right? To be honest, like I'll have times where for me, like my place where I go and do a Bible study is my car. I don't know
Right.
why,
Mhm. It's your little
but
safe
it's
place.
like it's my safe place.
Yeah.
Like I'll go drive on campus, find a parking lot,
Mhm,
park, turn on the light in my car, and just do my Bible study.
mhm,
Like different little moments like that play such an amazingly huge part.
for sure.
For you, right?
Mhm,
You talked about how as you went through your injuries and how as you've grown,
mhm,
your faith in God just growing in you, having such an impact.
mhm,
Can you just like speak on that? Like what has that journey been like? Because I
mhm.
feel like that's I mean, honestly, the most important thing through
Definitely,
all of this,
definitely.
because God works miracles,
Mhm,
right? Um, having gone and even you being able to play on a torn meniscus, that's
mhm.
not normal. I didn't know if I'd be able to use my arm again. That's not normal being
Right.
in the places that we're at now. Can you just like speak on that and what God has done for you and what your journey's been like with Him?
I grew up in a home where we went to church on
Mm,
Sundays. Might have not been every Sunday, but we definitely made it to church when we could. I always knew who Jesus was. I always knew. But when I started to really know him, when I started to really wanting to know him, it was again after I got hurt.
mhm,
When I was all he took everything that was keeping me from I'm too busy for this, I'm too busy for that. I didn't have it no more because I was hurt. I couldn't do
mm,
nothing besides lay there. And I was so sad and this and that, and I felt all the emotions. And I was really just mad. I was truly just a mad. I don't want to call myself a mad person, but I was really a mad
you had
person.
a lot of anger built up.
A lot of anger, and I was just mad. I was upset. I didn't know why this was happening to me. I was questioning God. Even before I even gave myself the chance to know him on a new level, I was questioning
Mhm,
him because I'm like, why is this happening to me? And it wasn't until I still remember it. My I'm not even gonna use his name, but my friend at the time
mhm,
made me go to church. And I told him no. I made up an excuse. And I told my mom, I'm like, yeah, he wanted me to go to church. I said no, blah, blah. My mom was like, no, go. My mom was like making me go. So now I'm
right,
mad at her right now too. So I'm like, I really don't want to go by myself, just me and him. So
mhm,
she came with me again, my support system. She stopped what
right,
she was doing and she came Wednesday night. We don't go to church on Wednesday nights, not at this
right,
point. Wednesday night, new church. I've never been to this church. She came with me. I sat in the main chapel.
mhm,
Guest speaker. I didn't know what was going on. They started singing worship songs. I'm in my seat just bawling. Got no idea what I'm crying for, why I'm crying. I'm just sitting there. I couldn't even hide that I was crying. Like I was
right,
physically, you can hear me and see that I was not okay at that moment.
right,
And I did not know what was happening to me. And not only basketball, it was so much going on in my life at the time of my family, my injuries, it's just a lot of personal stuff that was coming at a young age and I didn't know how to handle it all. I'm crying to this worship song and I look over and my mom's crying. And now we both got a sense of what's going on right now.
mhm,
From that point on, I kept going Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings, Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings. I was in a youth group, sometimes just sitting there, not knowing what I'm feeling.
mhm,
So, fast forward a couple weeks, I go to the altar in my youth group Wednesday night, and he's singing a praise song. And again, I find myself literally weeping, weeping, sad, leaving it all at the altar at this
mhm,
point, like literally surrendering, still limping,
right,
still out from sports,
right,
still don't know how I'm gonna manage tomorrow, but I'm literally weeping, and I'm just like, God, I want to know you. I don't know what's going on in my life right now, but I'm leaving it right here. If anything else, please just give me a piece of you right now. Let me lose me right now in this moment and have you. From that point on, my life changed literally. My life, my mind, my life, my heart, the way I seen other people, the way I spoke to people, everything about me changed and I am not who I once was.
right,
I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I once was at all. And it was the best thing that genuinely happened to me when I got a relationship with Jesus Christ, when I found my rock at the bottom. I always say that when I hit rock bottom, he was my rock at the bottom. And when I found
mm,
him, come on now.
mm,
Oh, that's my go-to. And I learned to lean on a boyfriend, not a parent, not a friend that I'm gonna find outside of Jesus Christ, Lou. When I really understood that, and when I was able to just be vulnerable and to be in a place where I'm finding myself worshiping in the car before school and crying while I'm praying at night. When I got to a point where I was like mentally and physically surrendering to him
mhm,
just off the rip, like it didn't take nobody to make me when I was just in my own body, just vulnerable, and it was just me and him. Everything shifted. Nothing that mattered before really mattered too much now.
mm,
All the problems, all the what's gonna happen tomorrow. I wasn't worried about tomorrow no more. And stop. Don't make me go there. But everything, look, everything changed and it was truly the best thing that's could have happened to me. And that's why I'm thankful for my village. I'm thankful for the people who was there in that season with me, who brought me through there. It was an amazing thing to look back on. In that moment, it was so chaotic. I'm crying. I'm mad at certain people in my life. I'm holding grudges. In that moment, it was just I didn't want nothing to do with it. I was very much in a bad place. But looking back and having a testimony, having something to base what I went through off of is like amazing. And it makes me want to cry every time I talk about it because it's like I went from point A to point B and it was all because of Jesus. So it's just
Mm.
I was more than an athlete at that moment. When I found him, I was a child of God. I'm like, it's so much more than basketball. It's so much more than relationships. It's so much more than anything. And when I got in that word and I got out my flesh, things changed for me for the better. And to this day, like you said, it's so many distractions. It is.
Yeah.
And you're gonna fall short every single day. But we're trying. We're literally trying. But to this day, I carry that very close to my heart that I'm trying to every day be better than I was yesterday. And when I fall, get up because you can't stay down too long. But it's been a process. I've definitely had my ups and downs. So then I gave my life to Jesus
Right.
officially. I got baptized.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I think I got baptized the end of my sophomore year, maybe my junior year.
Come on.
Best decision of my life again. I felt so free, weight off my chest. I felt fresh start. And from then, every day, I'm just trying to be better and I'm just happier. You know how it goes. I'm just
Yeah.
happier. So it was a really good thing for me.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was your rock at the
At
bottom.
the
I'm still
bottom.
stuck on that.
When I'm telling you,
You
hit.
gotta trademark that or something.
I got
Like,
to. I think I'm going to. But I'm telling you, like, it was to a point where it was like, I didn't know what else to do. That's how low it was. I didn't wanna talk to my mom.
mm,
I'm sitting in class 7 a.m. in the morning, not even wanting to be here no more at all. And it got to a point where I didn't even recognize myself, how I was thinking, the things I wanted to do. I'm like, that's not even me. And literally, at my end, at my like, I just don't want nothing to do with this no more. That's when I went to church, and that's
mm,
when life changed, and that's when I'm starting to like, "Okay, something is happening right now." I didn't know what was going on, I didn't know I'm calling on God, and I didn't know how much my life was gonna change just from calling on him, but
mm.
yeah, that rock at that bottom, man, I'm trying to tell you, it would really get like that for you.
Man, God is so good.
So good.
Like,
So good.
I need a second. you, you got me out of sorts.
Take your
Like,
second, man.
oh my goodness, that's so powerful.
It is, true.
That's so powerful. Okay, let me lock back in.
Lock back in. But to
bring
be able to
bring it all
share
back.
testimony to others, like you, what you do, your podcast, and people really watch these and they listen, and it's just you never know what your story would do for somebody else.
Mhm.
And to be able to share that to others, I've always wanted to be the same way I had somebody who spoke into me. I always wanted to be somebody now who can speak for others who are too scared to speak up or who
Mhm.
really don't know what's going on.
Well, you doing it.
Yeah,
You
thank you.
doing it.
You're giving me an opportunity to do it.
I mean, I this why I want a platform to
Yes.
be able to for stories like yours to be
Mhm.
told. Man, okay. Like I said, a lot back in. Man, God is so good. Okay,
Amen.
so going from there,
Mhm.
if you can't go anywhere from there,
Where do we even go
where are
from
you
there?
gonna go? Okay, so we're at A&M now,
Yes.
right?
Yay.
Starting preseason. I know y'all just had CrossFit the other day. I know that was an experience, but
Yes.
you're getting ready to go into your first season of college basketball.
I know.
Big, big things ahead.
Mhm.
I know there's got to be so many things that you're like thinking, getting ready for
Mhm.
exhibitions, getting ready for first game.
Mhm.
What that's going to be like.
Yeah.
What is going through your head as you're getting ready for this season?
Excitement.
Mhm.
I am so excited. I'm so ready to be ready. Like we're putting so much in right now. We're trying to learn those details, and I just can't wait till it all clicks. I definitely know it's gonna be different because it was different in practice. The competitiveness, the physicality, everything was 10 times harder than high school. But I'm excited. I'm super excited to get the flow of things. I know I'm gonna make my little freshman mistakes, but
It happens.
yeah, it
It
happens.
happens to the best
It
of us.
happens.
It's part of it all.
But no, I'm really excited. I'm counting them days down, and we're working towards something. We're on the clock now. Stuff is getting real. Workouts is getting harder and
Mhm.
longer, and these days are getting longer, but it's getting us ready, and we're gonna be ready. We're gonna be ready when that time comes.
That's great.
You
I
know, our
know
exhibition is a double hitter. That's
it is
both of us.
for both of them.
Yeah.
That's so y'all gonna be down with us in Birmingham.
No, our expedition when we
You
play.
talking about UAH?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
that's both.
Okay, so kinda like going into that freshman guard, what's it like, having a new family? I mean, I see how y'all are. Y'all are like nothing short of sisters. It's
Mhm.
so clear. It's
At all.
so, what impact do your teammates have on you?
I'm so glad we all love each other. Like, coming down here, I was freaked out 'cause I was just like, "I'm with a whole new group of girls. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be with them all year long, spend all my days with them." They made the transition very easy, very easy. It felt like home when I got down here. Everybody has such different personalities. It's like we're from all over the place, but when we get together, when we are everybody is just we literally all love each other. We can play around with each other. We argue like sisters, we love like sisters. It's just we learn we can't get rid of each other. Like, we can't argue because we're neighbors. And we can't be mad at each other. We eat together, we wake up, go to sleep. So it's like having a group of girls who genuinely care for each other and look out for each other and love each other more than just teammates. We consider ourselves sisters truly. That really makes everything 10 times easier on the court and off the court.
Mm.
My girls, for real.
And just like even going to you, right? You're a very, in my opinion, outspoken person. We had the coaches event introducing the coaches and everything before the season. And Vanessa goes and gets the mic and asks Coach
Dude,
Jack how important it is to support women's
women's,
sports.
yeah,
Um, and I think his answer was spot on, right?
it
If you're coming to
was
see the men's game, you need to come see the women's game.
for sure.
The same way it's like, if you see them support our games, we should be
Mhm.
going supporting their games. And honestly, I'm so excited to watch y'all play this year.
Vice versa.
Um, and even just see you, like you're in the gym so much,
Mhm.
you put so much work in, your work ethic is very, very, very clearly there. And I know you talked about, freshman mistakes and everything,
Mhm.
but I'm telling you, you're gonna have that game where you go, where you have like
Mhm.
you're gonna have a game where you're gonna have like 12 points, you're gonna have like 5 assists and
Mhm.
3 rebounds, and
Speak
you were
it.
you were a big impact on why
Right.
y'all won the game. And it's like you begin to make that shift and
Mhm.
everything. Um, so, freshman mistakes, I mean, they come with it, but at the same time, I already know that you're going to blossom into just an amazing player.
Thank you so
So
much.
I was so excited for you and what
Thank
you
you.
have coming. Man, like
It's gonna be a good year.
it's gonna be an
Boys and
amazing year.
girls. We be watching y'all practice already. Like, it's when y'all scrimmage each other, that's how excited we be.
It's
We
it's a
just
war.
yeah.
It's a war.
Look, I don't wanna say too much, but we're excited. We're excited to support y'all. We know y'all gonna
Man,
support
I know
us.
y'all practice is a war too.
Yes.
Okay, Coach
Listen,
T don't play.
Coach C don't play. But that's the good
And
part.
Coach Jack don't play you.
Coach Jack don't play either. That's good. It builds us up.
It
They don't
does.
let nothing they expect a
They
lot out
expect the
of us.
best,
Yes,
but that's because they know that we can be the best
exactly.
at the end of the day.
I wouldn't
So
ask no other way about
yeah, we need to bring some hardware to the hoop
yes,
for sure.
absolutely.
So lastly, this is the Uncontainable podcast. So Vanessa, what does it mean to you to be uncontainable? Come on now, you got it.
Okay. What does it mean to me to be uncontainable?
Hmm.
Uncontainable. I feel like to me that means to be you 100%, no filter, no matter what circumstances, no matter what room you walk in. To not let nothing dim your light, to not let nothing take you away from being who you are setting your mind to be. Uncontainable. I
You're
feel like
doing good.
hold on,
You're doing
uncontainable,
good.
because there's more. I feel like being uncontainable means I really think I hit that spot on to
Hmm.
be who you are genuinely, no matter where you're at, no matter what circumstances you're under. So yes.
It
That makes sense.
do.
Yeah. That's a hard question. I forgot you
It's a
asked
hard
that question
question.
every time.
I mean, like, it's supposed to make you think.
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like there's so many aspects to the word,
Mhm.
and it can mean a different thing to different people.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, of course it has a base definition, but right, embodying that is different to every person.
Mhm.
And like you said, like being yourself, not letting anybody stop you from being yourself and, continuing pushing
Yeah.
on despite what other people think and just being you.
Mhm.
That's so important. Cause I mean, I know for me in my life, I'm sure for many athletes in their lives, right? You could be the superstar and there's still going to be people that's going to try and dim your light.
For sure.
So being yourself despite what people are saying around you is so important and
Mhm.
so big. But yeah,
Yes.
uh,
I think I hit that spot on.
you did. Uh,
Come
Come
on.
on, come on now. Thank you so much,
Thank
Vanessa. Thank you for
you.
joining me.
Thank
For those of y'all watching, this is the Uncontainable podcast by me, Lou Hutchinson. Make sure to subscribe, stay tuned, and please, 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 when you got the chance, go check out some A&M basketball, men's and
Yes.
women's. We're
Come
gonna
on.
have a big year this year. We're trying to bring in some hardware to the hill.
For sure.
Thank you.